The Fool is the first card that we come to on our journey, and this card represents a leap of faith, which is, of course, what we are doing when we start anything new with a goal in mind. And it doesn't matter if it's starting a health journey, a new job, a relationship, or a small business. It all begins with that first step, that leap of faith in yourself. Over his shoulder, our hero carries a bag, and in it he has all that he needs, even if he doesn't quite know how to use everything yet. So let's call this his tool bag for success. And there again is where that leap of faith comes in. Knowing that you too also possess everything you need in your tool bag for success. Take a moment to yourself and unpack that bag. Get to know and appreciate everything that's there. And you'd be surprised at how full it already is. And if you find there's something that you need, no worries. You already possess two things to help you out: the ability to recognize when you need something, and the ability to either learn it or go out and get it. In his left hand, he holds a white flower, and this symbolizes his true intentions and motivation. What's motivating you to pursue your identified goal? What's your driving factor? Knowing why you're doing something is just as important and sometimes more important than what you're doing. Your driving factors are very much like the flower. Each layer of petals makes up the flower in its totality. Your drive to reach a goal will also consist of a variety of motivating factors, and taking some time to examine your motives can be the key in successfully reaching your goal. There are three levels of motivation: extrinsic, intrinsic, and altruistic. Say your goal is to get a promotion at work. Let's take a look at the three levels of motivators your goal may have. Extrinsic motivation is focused on outside or external rewards. These can be tangible, like money or grades, or intangible, like praise or fame. There's absolutely nothing wrong with extrinsic motivators. And with most goals, there's usually a lot of them, and they are the easiest to identify. If we look at the goal of getting that promotion at work, some of the tangible extrinsic motivators could be increased salary, better parking space, corner office, my own secretary, company perks and discounts. And then some of the intangible motivators might be recognition from my bosses for my hard work, more say and autonomy in my job, or praise from my family and friends for recognizing my new promotion. Intrinsic motivators are another inside layer of petals in our flower. Intrinsic motivators come from inside you. They're completely personal, and they can be a little more challenging to identify. So let's look at some of the intrinsic motivators as it applies to that promotion. It may be the feeling of pride in yourself when you are promoted, the thrill of something new, the fun and challenge and the sense of accomplishment when you know you've nailed it. It's a feeling that can't be bought because there's no price tag attached to it. It's the motivation to do something simply for the sake and experience of doing it. You see the value in it. It's completely from you and inside of you. Intrinsic motivators do, however, have a trap that you want to avoid. Stay away from motivators that attract negative energy and are empty. What I mean by that is any motivators that come from a feeling of revenge. I'll show you, mean Tammy from accounting. You'll be jealous when I'm promoted, and you have to walk by my fancy corner office every morning. Having a gotcha moment is just that. It's only a moment. But a feeling of pride in oneself or a sense of accomplishment, that lasts much longer, and that only serves to attract more positive energy and things into your life. Don't waste your time with Mean Tammy from accounting. It's empty and it's distracting, and it makes reaching your goal harder and slower. Altruistic motivation is the innermost layer of our flower. Altruism is when we act to promote someone else's welfare, even at a risk or cost to ourselves. Studies show that the more altruistic your motivators are, the more likely you are to achieve your goal. So, to identify altruistic motivators, you have to dig really deep. For example, even though I may be nervous to apply for that promotion at work, I know that if I get the job, not only will I benefit, but so will others. Perhaps other employees will also put their fears aside and apply for that promotion. And I know that I will endeavor to create a cohesive workspace where mean Tammys from accounting don't have such a negative impact on my fellow coworkers. And maybe my children will follow for my example of working hard and believing in themselves and taking chances. And finally, at our hero's feet, we see a little dog, a faithful companion with unconditional love and acceptance to give. And just like identifying what's in your tool bag for success, take a moment to yourself and decide who you're going to invite along with you on this journey. Starting anything new and working towards a goal can be scary. And so many times we have to deal with our own little voice that says, I can't do it. And getting that little voice to shut up so we can be cheerleaders to ourselves is hard enough without other people adding to the chorus of negativity. You can be selective who you choose to take on this journey with you. And I'm not talking about freezing people out of your life, but rather keeping your faithful companions a little closer to you and surrounding yourself with those who are going to cheer you along the way to the finish line.